So what does the original French say? Does it say that we're not given to thinking about women, or that women are not much given to thinking? Les Misérables, Part 5, Book 1, Chapter 4. The characters have figured out that their revolution will not be successful, and that everybody on the barricade is likely to die. There are 4 National Guard uniforms that can be used to sneak out, and nobody wants to take them. Even though some of them are fathers of families, have people relying on them, they really don't want to take those uniforms and leave and survive when everybody else there is going to die. And several characters make speeches trying to encourage others to put their personal responsibilities above wanting to die for the revolution, basically. Including this one. I'm not going to read the full speech, but I'm going to read just a part of it that is really significant to what I want to talk about in this video. Friends, beware. Have some compassion. We're not given to thinking about women very much. Poor women. We put our trust in the fact that women don't get the education that men do. We prevent them from reading. We prevent them from thinking. We prevent them from being involved in politics. Will you prevent them from going to the morgue this evening to identify your bodies? Now then, those who have families must do the decent thing. Shake hands with us and go, and leave us here to deal with this on our own. Okay, so the reason that this is significant is because there's one line in it that has been translated different ways by different translators to where it means something completely different. We're not given to thinking about women very much is from the 2013 translation by Christine Doniger. In the translation by Isabel Hapgood in the late 1800s, she said, "Women, unhappy women, we are not in the habit of bestowing much thought on them." It's basically the same thing, except worded differently, right? One gets the feeling that one of those might be more of a literal translation and the other one might be somewhat rephrased. But then in the translation by Charles Wilbur in the 1860s, you get this. "Women, hapless women, are not in the habit of reflecting much." That's a completely different take on it, right? Instead of saying that we're not in the habit of thinking about women, it's saying women are not in the habit of thinking. And then in the translation by Norman Denny from the 1970s, it's translated like this. "Women, poor souls, are not much given to thinking." So what does the original French say? Does it say that we're not given to thinking about women, or that women are not much given to thinking? Now, while I was a French major in college, I have not read Les Mis in French. I've read small excerpts of it only. But I was able to find the French version on Project Gutenberg, and I found that line. "Les femmes, les malheureuses femmes, on n'a pas l'habitude d'y songer beaucoup." Okay, let's break that down and translate it. Les femmes translates to the women. Les malheureuses femmes, malheureuse is unhappy or unfortunate, so the unfortunate women. On n'a pas l'habitude. On n'a pas, one does not have. On is a third-person singular pronoun that doesn't signify masculine or feminine, it's just kind of neutral, and it's used when you're speaking of someone in general. So we use the word one in a similar way in English. One does not think of this, one does not do this. N'a pas is does not have. So ne pas makes it negative. You put the ne before the verb and the pas after, and if the verb starts with a vowel, it's an apostrophe instead of ne. A is the verb avoir, which is to have. So, on n'a pas, one does not have. On n'a pas l'habitude. L'habitude is the habit. So, women, unfortunate women, one does not have the habit d'y songer beaucoup. Songer is to think, and beaucoup is much. All of the translations agree on that. So what it comes down to is y, the French pronoun y, which can be used in a variety of ways, but the one that's important here is for an indirect object. When you would normally have verb plus the preposition a plus the noun, and you're wanting to replace that noun with a pronoun, you replace it with y. Now, who's the noun that y is referring to here? It has to be les femmes, the women, right? Because there is no other noun in there for it to be referring to. It's certainly not referring to on, the subject of the sentence, because y signifies an indirect object. So a literal translation of that section might be something like, women, unfortunate women, one does not have the habit of thinking much about them. Women are the object of that sentence, not the subject, which means the sentence isn't saying that women don't think very much. It's saying that men don't think very much about women.